Okay, to solve this kind of problem, we have to draw the flow diagram first. Okay, so as the problem says, in a single heater regenerative cycle, that means we have a single heater. That means is like this. Okay, boiler, single heater. Steam enters the turbine. That means the condition when the steam leaves the boiler, because both are same. So let us condition 1. The steam enters into the turbine at 30 bar and 400 degrees centigrade. So the turbine is drawn. Then the exhaust pressure is this. The exhaust pressure is like this. So exhaust pressure is 0.1 bar. Okay. So after leaving the turbine, it goes to the condenser. So exhaust pressure is zero point 0.1 bar. It indicates that the condenser pressure is 0.1 bar. So from the condenser it goes to the pump. But in between we have a direct contact type water heater which operates at 5 bar. That means it is at 30 bar, it is at 0.1 bar, and in between we have a regeneration. The cutout happens at 5 bar. 5 bar. Okay. Now this is a direct contact type heater. This is a heater. Okay. From the pump it goes to the heater, and from the heater it goes to the pump again. Okay. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this one is 5, let's say this one is 6. Okay, and this one is 7. So this is the diagram that we have seen in the regeneration cycle. Okay, now what we will do, we will solve the problem. So to solve the problem we have to draw the TS diagram simultaneously, because without the diagram this problem cannot be solved. Okay, so let us solve the problem. So this is our TS diagram. This is your boiler pressure, just like this. A single heater is used. This is your condenser pressure, and this is your intermediate pressure. Okay. Okay, this is your okay. Sorry, this will I have to draw a little bit higher. It is 5 bar, like this over here. Okay, so it is going like this. Now the expansion happens, so it will straightly fall down like this. Okay, now this is a pump, it is working like this, and this is, so let me draw one by one. One, this point is, sorry, this point is 2, this point is 2, this point is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, and this one is 7. Okay, now it has been told that we have to find out the efficiency and the steam rate and the heat rate. Now in this case we will neglect the pump work. We will neglect the pump work. Okay, so this is Q1, this is Q2, just like this. Okay, we have to find out the efficiency. So what is the efficiency? Efficiency is nothing but WT by Q1. So we have to find out WT and Q1. Okay, so what will be this? And one more thing, we have to find out steam rate, and the is nothing but steam rate is nothing but 3600 by Wt kg per kilowatt hour. Okay, so we will find out W2 and Q1. So already whenever I am solving any problem in thermodynamics, what I am doing, or in power plant engineering, what I am doing, that I always find out the enthalpies at the salient points, and to do enthalpy at the salient points, and to find out the enthalpies at the salient points, what we have to do, we have to do some manipulation, and we have to take the help of steam table. Okay, so let us find out the first case. So the boiler pressure is 30 bar. Boiler pressure is 30 bar. Okay, so what is the condition at 1? It is 30 bar and 400 degree centigrade temperature. So as from the steam table, we are able to understand that at 30 bar the steam is superheated. So we will find out the condition at 1. So H1, which is at 30 bar and 400 degree centigrade. So from the steam table we will get that H1 is 3230.9 kilojoule per kg. Okay, what will be S1? S1 we have to always remember, because from the S1 we will find out S2, S3, S5. So S1 is nothing but 6.9212 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, which is same as S5, because this one is an isentropic process, which is same as S2. Now this is at 5 bar pressure, and the mass is going out m, so it will be 1 minus m, just like the previous calculation. Okay, now at 5 bar Sg, then the entropy at the saturated vapor line is 6.8213 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. So this Sg is less than S5. It indicates that the 0.5 is at superheated region. Okay, so we will use the superheated steam table for this case. Okay, fine. Now at that 5 bar pressure T2, or the temperature of this such water vapor line is, or the saturated temperature is 172 degree centigrade. So using this, what we will get? We will get H5. What is H5? H5 is 2796 kilojoule per kg. So H5 is coming 2796 kilojoule per kg. It is as per steam table. So I am writing because already I have seen the data from the steam table. Now we have to find out what is X2, or what is the quality at point 2. Okay, so what is S2? S2 is nothing but 6.9212 is equal to S3 plus X into, this is 2 dash point, S2 dash minus H3. Okay, at 0.1 bar. So at 0.1 bar, H3 is 0.6493 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and H2 dash is nothing but 7.5009 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. So we are getting this from the, we will get this value from steam table. So what is H2 is, what is, so if we put all this value in the equation, we will get like this: 6493 into x into 7.500. Oh sorry, H2 minus H3, sorry H2 minus H3, just like this. Okay, so H2 minus H3 is coming this. So what is x? X will come 6.9212 minus 0.6493 by 7.5009. Okay, so x will come 8.36. So this is the quality, or 83.6%. So this is the quality at 0.2. So with using this quality, we can find out H2. So H2 is nothing but H3 plus x into H3 2 dash minus H3. So H3 will straightly get from the steam table because it is at 0.1 bar. So it will come 191.83 plus 0.836, that is x, and H2 dash minus H3 is your 2392. So we are getting this data from the steam table. So don't make a mess that how I am getting this data, because I am getting this data from the steam table. So I have already told how to use the steam table. So if you use the steam table and check from the steam table, you will get the data. So this is your homework, that you have to check the data from the steam table. So H2 will come 2192.2 kilojoule per kg. So this is your H2. Oh, sorry. Yes. So we are getting the value of H2. Okay. Now we have H1. We have H1. We have H5. We have H5. We have H2. We have H2. We have H3. This is your H3. Okay, now if we are neglecting the pump work, so H4 is same as H3 and same as H7 is same as H6. Okay, now what we will do, we will find out the energy balance. Okay, so from the energy balance at the heater, that means over here, so doing the energy balance at the heater, we will get that energy balance at heater, energy balance at heater will get the net energy coming in. How much energy is coming in? This one is M and this one is 1 minus M. So M into H5 plus 1 minus M into H4 is same as the net energy going out. So M plus 1 minus M into H6. So MH5 minus H4 minus MH4 is equal to H6. Okay, so M into H5 minus H4 is equal to H6 minus H4. So M will come H6 minus H4 by H5 minus H4. Okay, now we have H6. What is H6? H6 is same as H7. H6 is same as H7, and this H6 will get the data from steam table, because we have got the saturated temperature at 5 bar is 172 degree centigrade. So H6 will get the data from the steam table. It will come 640.23 kilojoule per kg. So we'll put the value over here, 640.23. What is H4? H4 is same as H3, that is 191.83 by is your H5 minus H4. What is H5? H5 is over here. So H5 we have got 2796 2796 minus okay, 2796 minus, okay, it is coming at 640.23. So it will come, as how much? Let me find it out. So M will come, sorry, not 1.83. okay, so it will come 0.203 kg. So it will come 0.203 kg. Okay, so what is WT? So WT, if you see the diagram, WT is 1 multiplied by H1 minus H5 plus 1 minus M multiplied by H5 minus H2. So if we put the value of H1, H5, H2 and M we have just got like here, we will get WT as 916.13 kilojoule per kg. Okay, so what will come? Q1 is nothing but H1 minus H7 or H6, whatever it is, H1 minus H7 or H1 minus H6, because we have neglected the pump work. So it will come 3230.9 minus 640.23, it will come 2590.67 kilojoule per kg. So what will be the eta of the cycle or efficiency of the cycle? So it will come WT by Q1. So what is the WT? We have got over here 916.13 by Q1 is 2590.67 kilojoule. Oh, sorry, this is the unitless. So it will come 0.3536 or 35.36%. So this is using the regeneration, right? Now next we have to find out steam rate. So steam rate is WT by Q1. Oh, sorry, 3600 by WT. So it is nothing but 3600 by 916.13. So it will come 3.93 kg per kilowatt hour. So steam rate we have got. So our first problem has been solved. Now we'll go to the B. So the increase in mean temperature of heat addition. So first we have to find out what is the mean temperature with regeneration. Mean temperature with regeneration. Mean temperature means that is the changes in the enthalpy, that is H1 minus H7. How much heat is given? H1 minus H7 minus changes in the entropy, that is S1 minus S7. So S1 minus S7. So if we put all the values, so H1 minus H7 is 2590.67 and S7 is 6.9212, that is your H1 minus S7, that will get it from the steam table 8607, it is coming 511.95 Kelvin. So if we convert it into degree centigrade, so it will come minus 273, so 238.8 degree centigrade. Okay, now we'll find out Tm1, means without regeneration. Without regeneration. So if the regeneration is not there, that means the heat input will be started from this portion, from the 4, and it will go to 1. Okay, so that's why we have to take the changes in the enthalpy, that is H1 minus H4 by S1 minus S4. So H1 we know, H4 we know. So if we do the subtraction, we will get 3039.07. What is S1? It is 6.9212, and S4 will get the steam table, and already we have got 6493 because S3 and S4 are same. Okay, so we will get 0.6493. so the result will come 484.55 Kelvin, or we can say 211.4 degrees centigrade. So we have derived this equation by subtracting 273 from this value. So you can see, using the regeneration, the mean temperature of heat addition is increased. Okay, so how much it has increased? So increased in Tm1. So increase in Tm1 on mean temperature of heat addition, it is 238.8 degrees centigrade minus 211.4 degrees centigrade. So it is coming 27.4 degrees centigrade. So you can see, using the regeneration, 27.4 degree of the temperature centigrade of the temperature is being increased. Now we will find out the changes in the efficiency. Okay, so what will be the without regeneration, what will be the work output? Without regeneration, what will be the output? So it will come, W2 is nothing but 1 multiplied by H1 minus H2. So it will come nothing but 3230.9 minus, what is H2 is 2192.2. so 2192.2, because if there is no generation, that is this point is omitted, so H1 will straightly come to H2. Okay, point, so it will come 2192.2. so the result will come 1038. 1 second, so this is your, okay, so it will come 1038.7 kilojoule per kg. Now we'll find out Q1. Without regeneration, it will come 124. It will be H1 minus H4 or H1 minus H3. So it is coming, Q1 is coming as H1 minus H4 or H3. So it will come 3039.07 kilojoule per kg. So what is eta cycle without regeneration? So without regeneration, it will come Wt by Q1 is nothing but 1038.7 by 3039.07. So it will come 0.3418 or 34.18. So how much increase in the efficiency? So previous efficiency was 35.36. Now the efficiency has come to 34.18. So increase in efficiency is nothing but 35.36 minus 34.18, which is 1.18%. So in this power plant, 1.18%, that means it is a huge portion of energy is being utilized, because we don't deal with some joules, we deal with megajoule. Okay, so or megawatt. So you can see, if 1.18% of the efficiency is being increased, that is a huge achievement for the power generating cycle. Now if you see the analysis, let us come. Okay, so without regeneration, look at over there, power output is more. Look at over there, with regeneration, what is the power output? It was 916.13 kilojoule per kg, but here the power output is more without regeneration. So the question comes in your mind, sir, power output is more, so why we are going after regeneration? Because of this heat input is less. Look at over there, the heat input for regeneration is 2590.67, and here the heat input is 3039.07. Look at over there, what is the heat input? Though output is more, but heat input is more than regeneration. That's why the efficiency is coming more for regeneration and less for without regeneration. It indicates that more fuel can be utilized to get the higher efficiency. Now one more small thing is remaining, that we have to find out what is the steam rate without regeneration. So steam rate without regeneration, steam rate without regeneration is nothing but 3600 by Wt. So Wt is coming, what is Wt is coming over here, 1038. So it will come 3600 by 1038.7. So it will come 3.46 kg per kilowatt hour. So the increase in steam rate due to regeneration, increase in steam rate due to regeneration is, so previous regeneration was previous steam rate was 3.93, and in this case the steam rate is 3.46. So it will come 0.476 kg per kilowatt hour. So using the regeneration, steam rate is also being increased. Okay.